Hello and welcome to Dune 2. Today we're doing the 6th mission. Let's see how that goes. As always, we'll start with a pretty basic setup to get as much spice flowing as quickly as possible. Now, I noticed that we're getting pretty heavy equipment here, including some rocket launchers, so I'm assuming that that there will be some pretty hefty opposition to us. Let's send a scout out anyway, because it's a good idea to do so very early on. So there's some spice. Come on. Ah, yes. And there's nothing yet. We'll scout more in the near future. So, I think this is a good spot for our refineries here down above the bottom near the first spice field. That will probably help. And there comes our refinery, which will lead into the second one as always. I wonder what new units we're gonna get this level. The game gives you a new unit or several new units every single well, level is perhaps the wrong word. Mission is a better idea, I guess. And we're gonna find out what they are soon enough. Ooh, the starport facility. Now there's something that's fun. So the starport facility allows us to order units at well, pretty much a random cost, sometimes higher than building them yourself, sometimes lower. It also has a very special benefit we will talk about when the need arises. We're definitely going to be building one of those.
Construction complete.
Even though it's an expensive building that I think requires quite a bit of power. That said, let's build our second refinery. Ah, the harvester is harvesting already, which is pretty good news. Means we're in range of the spice field almost immediately. Now, let's move you out of the way a bit. And let's see. Well, I want at least, you know, I probably do what I usually do by now, so that's next up comes our storage silo and then the second wind trap, followed by some more stuff. Oh, you're not harvesting. Well, I think we saw a harvester a spice field down here, and I think that's an excellent place to start because it's far away from where I expect the enemy to be. Considering that we're pretty much in the south and middle of the map, I'm expecting the enemy to be in the north and middle or north and west or east. Depends a bit. So, here? Well, we'll find out. In the meantime, I'm just going to go on and scout a whole bunch. You go, no, here, no, sometimes moving a mouse is a tricky thing.
Yes, sir.
And you can go all the way over here. Now then, we're getting some more money in, which means it's time to go with the next bits of our expansion. I'm getting a bit worried about the kind of units that the enemy will use. Obviously, we are not attacked just yet, but we get rocket launchers and those are pretty powerful in our standard base defense without even having to pay for them. So that to me, well, it feels like it's fairly likely. Harvest. I think it's fairly likely that the enemy might have some actually pretty potent stuff coming for us sooner rather than later. Which is why I'm, well, a bit in a hurry, I suppose. Ah, the Harkonnen base seems to be on the edge of the map. And they have rocket launchers and rocket turrets. I was a kind of afraid of that. That's a very poor route to take. Oh dear. And they definitely have multiple bases too, don't they? Yeah, they have multiple bases. So this is not going to be fun. Let's at the very least see that that's a base, but that can't be the only one. See? Another one. So they've got at least 2 bases. Would you please move? Oh dear, no scouting for you. Right, let's also send someone straight up and move you away for a bit. We need to start making units pronto. Because otherwise we're gonna run out of... Otherwise we're gonna be in some form of trouble. Oh, the rocket turret is something we can get as well, and it will cost us an upgrade. Let's not start with that. Let us start with... well, you know what? We've got this new building. Let's start with that. We're gonna start by building a starport. So I can show you how that works. Oh dear, we've got actual siege tanks attacking us this early. I probably caused this myself. No, repair. So... I'm in a lot of trouble is perhaps an overstatement, but there is some problems here and we need some new units pretty quickly. And that's exactly what I'm gonna... Where are you? Why are you not harvesting? Harvest now. We need additional stuff almost immediately. Atreides unit destroyed already. Oh no. This is a much harder mission than the previous ones. Because this siege tank is a lot, and I do mean a lot, stronger than the tanks we had before. So it seems like they've got a left and a right, an east and a west base. Do they though? Oh, I'm being tracked by a tracked vehicle. Now, that thing will never hit me. Well, it might hit me once or twice, but I'm much, much faster than it. So it shouldn't be a problem, but we'll start with our starport facility and see what that does. Oh, I already know, but it's nice. It's nice to try out the new stuff. I don't think we're in an incredible amount of trouble just yet, although we are getting there fairly quickly. So, starport is used to order and receive shipments from Combe, as the books tell us, the Mercantile Guild. Frigate in orbit and awaiting order. First time round I played this, it took me a while to realize you just have to click here to start sending your orders. Now you can order all sorts of stuff here. And the only thing is, the prices that you pay are, well, fairly random. I mean, a combat tank for 480 is ridiculously expensive, so we're not going to do that just yet. Invoice, resume game. So instead I'm just going to continue building other buildings. This was not tactically the best choice, but I'll show you what happens, because we can now say, okay, let's look at it again. And you'll see that the prices have changed. All of them. 999 is the highest price it'll ask for anything. And sometimes, well, not all the time, but sometimes you can get a real bargain. But this, for instance, is 30 credits cheaper than normal. And this is a lot more expensive. And this, I believe that's the actual normal price. So we'll see how that goes. Need to... Oh dear. I think that... Yeah. You just move over there, right? It'll keep the Harkonnen... It'll keep the Harkonnen busy, and that's a good thing. Oh wait, no, we don't need this. Well, we don't need this at all. Okay, so what I want now is to start going through our vehicle factories pretty quickly, and I'm gonna check with Combe in a sec again to see if they've got some bargains, because that's really what you're doing here. You're a bargain hunter. And I find that is funny. There is another reason to do this, by the way, and we'll get into that if and when it plays a role. 600. 150! Now that is really cheap. So we're gonna buy a bunch of tanks. We can only buy 4, sadly. But it's really cheap, so we're definitely gonna buy it. So this is the invoice, 4 combat tanks for 600. Send the order. And in 10 seconds we'll get 4 tanks at half the normal cost. So as you see, it's really quite a good investment to have a comb starport, even though you don't know ahead of time whether or not it's going to be good for you. Because the prices are so random. The stock will get back eventually. So there's that. Do we still have power? We're getting a bit slow or low on it, so I'll build a wind trap just in case. Come on. Build it. Oh, we are missing the frigate arriving. Look, there's the frigate. Comes all the way from space. Drops us this. And 1. Come on, 2, 3, 4. Well, they'll bring us the tanks. So that's how the starport works, and it is a very, very nice thing. Overall, especially with bigger orders, it tends to be faster than anything else. It takes 10 seconds, but if you want 4 tanks, that's going to be a lot faster if you order them like that.
Acknowledged.
Now,
Construction complete.
you... Oh, I think my trike just blew up. Oh well. That's fine.
Enemy units approaching.
At the very least, I now have a bit of an upgraded defense.
Yes, sir.
Still only the ordinary tanks, so not
sir.
perfect, but it's better than nothing.
Acknowledged.
And again, whenever I want to build new units, the first thing I'm going to do is check out what Comb has to offer, because that starport can be very, very good news. That said, it doesn't always offer all units. And it never, ever offers the high-end units. As in, you can get siege tanks, but your specific ones, the ones that only you can build, so your special weapons, you can't get those through the starport. You're gonna have to build them yourself. And that's fine. One thing I sometimes do is, well, it's a bit of a calculated risk. You can say, look, I don't want to spend money on all the buildings. I'm gonna buy some things only through Comb. Obviously you can't do that for the light and heavy vehicles, but you can do it for the Carryalls. So if you don't want ornithopters, which I don't think we're able to get right now anyway, you could say, well, I'll buy all my Carryalls through here, even when they're more expensive, because it will save me some money in the long run. So they're still out of stock. They're really cheap? No, they're not. So there's that. Now, what can we build today? We need to upgrade this thing pronto. Yeah. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be upgrading the heavy vehicle factory. And we're also going to be upgrading this because I do think that the time has come that we should have 1 or 2 rocket turrets standing by. They can really help. As you see here, because they were ultimately responsible for blowing up my quad. So now I can build the rocket turrets as well. So before I spend 500 on the high-tech factory, I think I'm going to do something that I normally don't. Oh, I can upgrade several times. Needs another upgrade for 300. Alright. Well, upgrade again.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's true. Every unit has an upgrade cost. So that's another reason why you might want to use Comb if... Well, it's a plus and minus thing. I mean, the heavy factory is really important. Now we can build the rocket launcher, but we can almost build the heavy siege tank. That thing that the Harkonnen used to attack us. That's a much better tank than this one. And we can't order it from Comb yet. I think we will be able to in the future. Have we upgraded everything else? what does one of these turrets, rocket turrets, cost? 250. Well, I'm going to put one near here anyway,
Acknowledged.
because I think it's a good idea. You notice that I haven't started building any walls yet. I could, I suppose, but I'm not really all that interested in it. I'm not sure what causes the starport to get new prices. It might actually be dependent on your amount of credits. I think that some of the random factors in Dune, not all, some of the... Where is that enemy unit approaching? I'm not seeing anything on the map. No. Oh, it could be that it's talking about harvesters and stuff. That would not be so odd. Now, I'm already beginning to see that one of the issues we're going to have here is that there is fairly small amounts of spice that is defendable. There's lots of spice, but a lot of it is in the middle, which is going to be tricky. We've got plenty of power, so I'm not worried about that. Let us build at least this as a defensive tool, and then we're going to continue with checking out if Comb has some more goodies for us. I could use with a few rocket launchers from on the cheap. And a carryall or two. Ah yes, that was, I've almost forgot. There is something that we're going to be doing. Because it's not actually completely a mystery what units you've got to play with. I haven't shown this off much because I like to surprise those of you who haven't played the game yet. But you can just press the button for the Mentat and you can see what structures you can build. But also... and what structures are available to the enemy as well, by the way. But also what vehicles can be built. So I can see here that we can build a siege tank. That's very good. More than adequate. Well, yes, that's true. And we can build the rocket tank, but no other units. And definitely not an ornithopter. If this says ornithopter, you can build it. Or the enemy can. So... which is why the Ordos Raider is named here. We can't build that, neither can the Harkonnen, but if there are Ordos, they definitely have the ability to build it. So, what does that mean for us? Well, that means that the high-tech factory, I think that's what it's called, right? It is the high-tech factory, isn't it? A high-tech factory, which costs 500, is only capable of giving us one type of unit, namely the carryall. So if we can get 2 carryalls, or 3 carryalls, below the standard cost of 800 a carryall plus 500. So this, for instance, I pointed at the screen there, but this cost here is very good. We're gonna just order one. And that's how I do a lot of this. I check. It still doesn't have any new tanks. And it has a cheap spice harvester. Now it's only 10% cheaper, but that's still 10%. So we're going to send that order, because an extra spice harvester wouldn't be a bad idea. And that will allow us to well, get units on the cheap. The randomness of it, I like it actually to a point. But you might not be such a fan. I mean, it is really... Ah, look. Someone is shooting. And that someone is our... rocket turret. Probably was shooting at a carryall, considering it immediately stopped. Oh, don't want to do that. So let's see. What did I do? What I want to do next? We still have plenty of power. Oh yeah, I wanted to have an additional one of these. Next we're going to get the repair yard out, and then we're going to be building a bunch of units. And seeing if we can't take down one of these, or more of these bases. That's going to be interesting to see. For sure. Let's see. Nothing new here. Nothing new here. And the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to build one more protection, one more rocket turret here. Rocket turrets are more powerful. I'm hearing sounds again that... suggest to me, oh, it might actually be that our carryall is being shot at that we've got now. Because we got a carryall, the rocket launchers, etc. will occasionally fire at it. As long as it stays on your side of the map, so to speak, it usually is relatively safe. But that's about it. What now? I'm thinking about what base we are gonna attack first, because I think that it defines what kind of units will be attacking us, or at least from what direction we will be attacked. So there's that. And that's one more of these. You know, I don't even know what kind of power this uses. Oh, no, you don't. Come on. And they run away, which is good, because a deeply hurt unit, or heavily hurt unit, does count against their unit limit. So again, once we've unloaded some spice, I'm gonna see if I can't get myself another carryall on the cheap. Because carryalls on the cheap are a good thing. And did we upgrade everything? We did upgrade everything, so... Base is near... The basics of our base is nearly complete now.
Yes, sir.
Why don't you go harvest here-ish? Now we've got to carry all the distance, doesn't matter so much anymore. Let's see... Oh, the rocket launchers are cheap today. Tanks are still ludicrously expensive. Harvesters are even cheaper. This is exactly the cost what it would normally cost, so I'm gonna say yeah, that's fine. And also buy 2 rocket launchers. Why not? They're cheap. There's another reason why you might want to do this through Comb, and that is that the game has a reserve, as it were. I can build a certain amount of units through the factories and the barracks, but at a certain point that stops, but then you can still order several more through Comb, even if they tend to be ludicrously expensive. To dissuade you from doing so, you can get more than the standard unit limit that way. So there's that.
Yes,
And there is one of our tanks. I'm fairly tank heavy right now. I'll be much more siege tank heavy. Oh, it's gone nuts again. Oh dear.
Yes, sir.
This is not good, is it?
Enemy unit approaching.
Go here. And
Yes,
you go here.
Acknowledged.
I'm not sure it'll ever land, by the way. So that's not good. Oh no. That's a bug in the game. I'm gonna see if it can fix it by the same way that we fixed the accuracy of the... Continue? Yes, we can! Alright, so several... I never really got that. Oh, no, but... several of the game's mechanics differ based on speed. We talked about that with the accuracy of the rocket launchers already.
Yes, sir.
It's fascinating to me. I don't know why they made that decision that way, but they did. Now, is there anything else I need to build? I don't really... Oh yes, the repair facility is something we still need, and an additional wind trap. And then our base is pretty much done, which is, well, rather good news if you ask me. We've got 3 harvesters. Spice is coming on nice, and fast. We can now start building up our army. I could do more defense here, but I'm not so sure it actually is all that necessary, to be fair. More rocket launchers. Yes, well. So on range, because every gun, every vehicle has a range, the rocket launchers actually have the highest range. The rocket turrets have 1 square less range, but you wouldn't always know that because they can fire at your rocket launchers depending on the angle. So what I think happened is that the game actually has defined it as a circle, or originally it was defined as a circle, and then they calculated out which squares that would be, and that just so happened to mostly overlap. So if you attack rocket turrets with your with your rocket launchers. Ooh, that's far too expensive. I'll wait a bit. That's expensive, that's expensive. I might actually build a secondary base at one point or another. Comb isn't very nice to me right now, but doesn't matter, we still need to have our siege tanks. They're nice. They're much stronger than regular tanks. Again, proving more and more that that the barracks are completely pointless. Atreides unit destroyed.
Enemy unit approaching.
I have no clue what unit was destroyed. That must be a carryall that was destroyed there.
Yes, sir.
And that carryall probably had with him... Oh no, it didn't. It didn't have... Well, that's good then. I'm gonna see if there's another one of these carryalls. Oh, they're still expensive. I'm gonna be waiting for a bit. I'll build another siege tank. I always found these rather funky in how they looked.
Yes, sir.
To me, the standard tank just looks so much more reasonable. Especially when you look into it and see that they apparently, they don't really, but apparently have a double barrel. I have no idea where they got this from. I think they just thought, the designers just thought it was cool. Ooh, a carryall for 480 any day. Yeah, they usually get out of stock real quick when you buy the extra cheap stuff. But that's okay. That's almost half the normal price. Bargain basement spice harvesting. Let's build some more of these. I tend to favor the siege tanks in the level they become available above almost every other thing. You could argue that you still want to use rocket launchers, and that will work somewhat better in some aspects, but these are so much more accurate. Really? See, one, two.
Yes, sir.
So we've got 14 military units now. We're nowhere near our cap. Oh, that's good. That means we can build some more without having to worry about it. I could build a second heavy factory, I suppose, but I don't really have the money flowing in for that. So I'm not sure I want that. You can go over here. They've been fairly quiet on the attack front. Why are you not... Oh, you're awaiting pickup. Right. That's okay then. Enemy unit approaching. But is it really, though? I haven't seen anything really coming our way. Oh well. Let's see if we can't get ourselves a nice strike team. I might actually send all the normal tanks ahead first, and then build a new team based purely on the siege tanks. I mean, we don't really need to destroy everything. What we need to destroy is the construction yard. Now, we haven't found it yet on any of these. I'm guessing that it's over here, though, because it really can't be anywhere else. And they still take pot shots at my... well, my carryalls. Which is okay, I suppose. Did you just dump it back there? No, you didn't. Good. So every load of spice is roughly one tank. Because of the price. And there went another carryall. So that's the problem with carryalls. They get shot down from time to time. Ever since the rocket... after you get the rocket launchers. So that's a thing. But it'll just have to be. I mean, I want about... normally I want 3 of them. So let's see, that's that. Insufficient funds. Do I still have any carryalls now? I'm not so sure. They're out of stock. Now, that's the real big drawback there. You have to wait until it... Ooh, this is heavily damaged. I mean, if you got more money than what you know what to do with, then sure, go ahead and... This always struck me as an interesting mechanic. Yep, I have no more carryalls. Fine. The fact that buildings degrade over time, regardless of whether or not they're getting hit. I don't think you get to see that in modern games very often. But I do think it's an interesting mechanic.
Yes, sir.
Slightly more, dare I say, realistic, which is a big word for a game. And are you back in stock yet? Nope, you're out of stock. Good. Well, then we won't buy any. Obviously, instead, we will just buy more tanks, which is always good.
Construction complete.
And another tank is completed.
Yes, sir.
We're doing well in the... That's not smart of you. Bye. Now, come on. Attack there. Come.
Yes, sir.
No, you're not going to. Okay, guard, stop, move, cancel. So that Harkonnen airstrike is stuck forever now. Are you willing to sell me out of stock? No, you are not. Oh well, we'll do it by hand. Fine. Be that way.
Acknowledged.
And
Yes, sir.
you? Fine.
Acknowledged.
Interesting thing is that they do shoot at your airborne stuff, and you do not shoot at their airborne stuff. Which is a bit odd, but yeah. On the other hand, I don't think they ever build ornithopters. And yes, once we get them, we will definitely buy them. They're still out of stock. Out of stock, out of stock. Don't know how long it takes for them to go. Yeah, to be back. We'll but just build some more normal units than other units then, because, hey, it's just the way it is. Oh dear. Unable to create more. Right. So this is the point at which you can no longer build more. Now I'm going to do something I haven't done in a while, and that is check just how many units that is, because I want to know if you can actually build more units than normal, or if I do have a... Oh no, I don't have a carryall. That just seems to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Seems to be 22, 23. So I probably miscounted, and it's probably still 24 units. Now, here comes the thing. Normally... See, they are still... This one has been out of stock for ages, as is this. But I can still buy rocket launchers if I want, and trikes and quads, etc. So in a pinch, if you don't have enough units,
Yes, sir.
you can just go get some more. Now, last time around, I had this problem where I ran out of storage space for my exuberant amount of spice late in the game. So I'm gonna build a little bit of a... Yeah, that will do. 1 wind trap and 2 of those should be plenty. So give me a wind trap. Thank you, because we're almost out of power. And then we will see what happens when it comes to our
Construction complete.
attacks. I would prefer to have a carryall though. So I might, because I'm now really just looking for things to spend money on, buy that facility, the high-tech facility after all. It's always a bit of a question whether that's a good idea, but so far I've actually gotten all the carryalls cheaper than I would have otherwise, which is why I'm not a big... They're still out of stock. That's such a pity. I wonder if they ever come back in stock. Well, we'll see.
Construction complete.
And that's another... No, cancel. I mean this. What are you doing? You're lost. Oh gosh, I really do need some carryalls, don't I? And they are not gonna be in stock anytime soon. Alright, I give up. I'll build a high-tech factory. Seriously.
Construction complete.
Didn't want to do that. It's not fair.
Construction complete.
Well, actually, it's just the way the game works. And before I place it, I'm gonna check one last time, because you never know. And they're in stock again. Fine, get me one. Because I can't order more than one. Alright, we do need the factory. Fine. I'll get a factory. And you, are you still trying to get to the...
Yes, sir.
Just return. Stop. Return. Oh, God. You're lost. Early generation movement pathing wasn't that great. Now look, are two of them gonna do that? No, they're not. Come on. Frigate arrived. Now I hope that means that the frigate will say, oh, don't worry, we've got a carryall now.
Yes, sir.
Stop. Return. Oh, now you do work. Really? Let me guess, and I can now... Oh, I can't. The game isn't trolling me that much. Well, that's good, I suppose. And that leaves me with this, so that I can build a couple of... I can't upgrade it, yeah? No, I can't upgrade it. Upgrade this can't be done. No. All I can do is build a few carryalls. And I want a few carryalls. At least 3. And then you get to harvest over here. We're running low on spice. So, what to attack first? Well, I'm pretty sure how this base will end up. So I think I'm going to attack that first.
Yes, sir.
So that would be you move over here, you move over here, you move over here, you move here-ish.
Yes, sir.
And you.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
And you.
Acknowledged.
Doesn't have to be perfect. We'll start with our squad of ordinary tanks first before we do anything else. You get to be moving up a bit as well. Do you.
Yes, sir.
And you can fill this little hole. Just because I feel like it. Not because it's necessary, but because I feel like it. I wouldn't do that if I were you. I'm gonna have an awful lot of tanks available to shoot you.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Like so.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
And you're not gonna like that.
Yes, sir.
I want you to kill it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Right, that takes care of those rocket launchers. Now, let's see how we're gonna do this. We have a repaired unit. Yeah, so you can join up again.
Acknowledged.
And then we're just gonna go and attack the base indiscriminately and hope that works.
Approaching.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's... We got that few? I thought I had more tanks. Oh well. It is what it is.
Yes, sir.
Therefore... And
Yes, sir.
hop, hop, hop. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
You move here. Just attack en masse.
Yes, sir.
Because we want to focus fire everything at first. Those rocket launcher turrets, by the way, are pretty damn powerful. As you can see here. Oh, he's just repairing them, isn't he? Why aren't you doing what I said? I said attack it!
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You can get to move on top of it first, then move here and attack some more.
Yes, sir.
You get to be added into the attack. They're repairing them as like mad. Well, isn't that great? Let's see how accurate they are. Are they as accurate as the other one?
Acknowledged.
Yes, it is. It is very accurate. Okay, so the problem here is the rocket turrets are going to make life a lot harder for us to actually get
Yes, sir.
done.
Yes, sir.
Move here. So we pretty much need the rocket launchers.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Oh, that does make life a lot easier because we can probably order them. They're normally 450. No. They're normally 450. No, stop. I want you to build one of these. And check Comb again for a new price. Right. Get me 2 of those. Can I order anything useful other than that? The tanks are not very useful. So get me 2 rocket launchers. This is not going to be fun, is it? No. It's not. You have stopped harvesting. Uh-oh. This isn't looking good, guys.
Yes, sir.
I have clearly gotten the wrong... Wait. And now the Sandworm has decided to fricking appear. Because it wasn't there all level, and now it is. Go eat some enemy units. Right. So you get to go here,
Yes, sir.
as well as you,
Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
and you.
Acknowledged.
Got still more of them? No, I don't think we have.
Yes, sir.
Something was eaten. Let us hope it was not one of ours. Come on. You get to move here. And I think we have an...
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Move.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Okay, what the frill was being eaten? Is that all my units? I'm not so sure that many of them have survived. Okay, goody. I may have accidentally made everything terrible. It would be nice if it had actually told me that Shai Hulud was eating all my units, but hey. I suppose that's what you get. Now, you are still harvesting. Okay, that's fine. We really need to get that base out of here. If we don't, we'll have a massive problem pretty soon. I'm going to send 1 or 2 siege tanks over to aid. Because it's pretty obvious that we need several higher end units here. I'll build me some siege tanks. Let's see if we can't defeat them. There you go. Move over there. And keep building. I do believe that once something is out of stock, it's out of stock forever. No, that can't be right. I think... Weren't the seed... No, they weren't. Oh well.
Yes, sir.
It's been nice
Acknowledged.
while it lasted.
Enemy units approaching.
Unable to create more. Is anything in stock here? Not the useful units anyway. Okay. So that means that we're gonna have to do... well, let's see. Like I said, if you have exactly the right distance, this should be out of range of the rocket turret. However, I'm not sure if it's ever going to hit it. Oh, it is. Oh, come on.
Yes, sir.
These things are so terribly... Okay, let's go. Immediately we're going to go on to
Yes, sir.
attack, because they're going to be rebuilding that shit anytime soon.
Yes, sir.
I'm not sure this is such a good idea, but let's
Yes, sir.
let's go. You, meanwhile, get to attack this.
Yes, sir.
We have more of them over here. We do. You get to attack that.
Yes, sir.
And that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Come on. Destroy their ability to build useful stuff in a hurry, please.
Yes, sir.
We are on a timetable here, folks. That sounds excellent. So this is now getting to be shot down fairly effectively. We do have to hurry up, because as long as they have that construction yard, they can try to rebuild. And that is highly annoying.
Yes, sir.
So let's hope that that's not the case. And see, they're rebuilding stuff already.
Acknowledged.
That turret, these turrets just reappeared. Come on, go, 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 go. Find me there. Oh no, this base is much bigger than I had hoped.
Acknowledged.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. How many units have been destroyed here?
Yes, sir.
Oh no. Come on, attack the turrets first.
Yes, sir.
This is not looking too good. Get rid of them. Come on, faster. Shoot.
Yes,
Good. Now, attack that. Attack that. Move. Losing so many units here. This is all terrible. I'm gonna build as many of them as I can.
yes, sir.
Something blew up. Right.
Yes, sir. Construction.
Come on. Attack it. Yep. Go over here in a hurry and attack it.
Yes, sir.
You attack it. And you
Yes, sir.
get in here.
Acknowledged. Yes,
And you get in here. There's no tank. Oh, there is stuff here. And go. Are you still repairing stuff? You're not repairing vehicles. Good.
Construction complete.
Come on, build more. Oh. Well, so much for my siege tank, which has been blown up.
Construction complete.
Luckily, I still have my assassinating rocket launcher, which is blowing up stuff one building at a time.
Yes,
And I don't have any spice anymore, it seems. Oh, this is not good at all.
yes,
Yeah, we need to get that base in a hurry.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
We have no choice in the matter.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
So this is getting harder than I had hoped for.
Yes, sir.
So you please attack this.
Enemy units approaching.
Yes, sir.
You're gonna harvest over here. I know it's not optimal, but we need the spice. We really need the spice. Meanwhile, it seems that our attack has shifted. What? Have they destroyed buildings? No, they just damaged buildings, haven't they? I put 100. Why is it not working? No, they didn't build it to blow it up. I was afraid there for a bit that they actually got one of our wind traps down. So, you lot.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Why are you...
Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Why are you attacking your own units? No! Attack it and get the hell out of there. We don't have... Oh, that might not have been smart. Okay, you
Yes, sir.
move up.
Acknowledged.
You
Yes, sir.
move up.
Yes, sir.
You
Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
and you
Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
and you. I think we're slowly regaining some level of control here. Although this is still not exactly what I had hoped. So it's down here. Go here.
Acknowledged.
And that's the right tile. And you immediately understand what I want you to do. Good.
Yes, sir.
How are you doing? You haven't been... Oh, you've been hit. Alright. Let's see how fast we can get rid of this.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hit it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Enemy units approaching.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Where is the construction yard? Is there even a construction yard? I'm not so sure there is, you know.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Ah, there it is. Finally. Okay, so we got to go move over here. We found the construction yard, which is basically all we need to do to get rid of base number 1. It's been fairly difficult so far.
Yes, sir.
More difficult than I had hoped for sure. You attack that.
Yes, sir.
And then you attack this.
Yes, sir.
You attack this.
Yes, sir.
Oh, no, you don't. You attack this. You attack this.
Yes, sir.
And you attack this.
Yes, sir.
You attack this.
Yes, sir.
And you attack this.
Yes, sir.
You, meanwhile, can start focusing on the
Yes, sir.
next thing of go and get rid of it. Oh yes, finally. Well, that's making life a lot easier. So we are destroying the Harkonnen base here quite nicely, which is excellent news. Now, let's see. What do you want for this? 810. Oh, stuff is back in stock again, so that's useful. So things do get back in stock. What does it cost here? 810 versus 900. So that seems to be 999. Of course. 630. Give me a mobile construction vehicle. We don't really need this,
Yes, sir.
but I think it's a nice idea to try and... Wait, what? Oh, come
Acknowledged.
on.
Yes, sir.
This is a problem, isn't it? You go attack this, you go attack that, you attack this as well. So this is gone now. Now you might say, what are you doing?
Yes, sir.
And that would be an excellent question to ask. So the thing is, as long as there's... yeah. I thought as much. As long as there's
Yes, sir.
a construction yard, they're going to try and rebuild, and they'll use exactly the same rules as you and I have to, namely, as long as there is any form of concrete, they can attach to it. So what we're going to be doing now is we're going to blow up the concrete. That'll take some time, but we're going to do it anyway. Yeah. Oh dear, I really need a launcher for that, don't I? And there's our mobile construction vehicle, which we're going to move over here.
Yes, sir.
I always think it's fun to show every aspect of a game rather than... Well, I try to show most aspects of a game. Oh, you are not going to be able to destroy that, are you? Seriously? Is there any... Oh, hold. Oh, you stop. You, from over here, attack this bit. That's gonna work out. Eventually. Yeah, see, you're gonna destroy them. Oh dear. Now you don't want to be there. You can attack these though, because that you can do.
Yes, sir.
Alright. Build some more of these. So yeah. This is a bit of a ridiculous thing to do, but I really don't want to rebuild here. Alright.
Yes, sir.
So you can now stop. Come on, stop. Stop. Move where I want you to. Yeah. So there's that. Which means we can now say, I know what we're gonna do. We're gonna build ourselves a new base. Move here. We don't need a new base. Because, well, this one's doing fine. But, like I said, I think it's fun to show off the various aspects of the game. And this is a tactic that you can use. This is basically denying the enemy the remainder of... and deploy. Good. Upgrade this immediately. So now we've got a new construction yard. And upgrade it some more. And that new construction yard is going to allow us to build a whole new base. We're not going to do that straight away though. We'll build a very small part of a base here. You can stop. You're not getting the job done. Place it. Right, that stopped most of that. Can we still build some more here? Keep building. And why do I want this new base? Well, it's obvious. I can now have my harvesters deployed from much closer. Now, I'm going to see if I can do this. I can't. But can I actually use that concrete anyway? No, I can't. That's officially Harkonnen concrete, and we Atreides will never use that kind of crap.
Acknowledged.
So we're gonna have to blow some up. Blow it up. And you did. Thanks, mate. Yeah. Why not?
Construction complete.
And we'll do this. And we'll build ourselves one harvester. Sorry, spice refinery. Keep making that mistake.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And
Yes,
you
sir.
really want to get rid of all of the concrete because they will be able to rebuild as long as there's even a single bit left. So there's that. Now, let's build some defense. And now we've got an ability to mine spice much closer to where the spice fields actually are. Which is good news for us. Because Needed 70. Needed 75, so it needs 5 power each. Alright, that's fine then. Also, if everything does go terrible, we now have a backup base.
Yes, sir.
Not as important on this particular mission, because despite everything, I do believe that we are going to end up being victorious. Unable to create more. Fine. Can I now still buy some of these? I can. I can only buy one though. I could buy 4 more tanks. So as you can see, you can actually buy yourself extra units over the standard unit cap using the Comb Starbase. I told you that, and now I've shown it as well, which I think is a nice thing to do. Yeah. So, there's one thing I wanted to check in the Mantat, because I wonder if it actually says that. So if I go for the turret, it does tell you how much power it needs. Okay. Well, that's good to know, so we can check the power needs ahead of time. Good. And they tell you a little story about them. I always like these. And with that, I think we're done for today. I don't want to make these into hours on end, and we're clearly not done yet. We've made good progress, but we're not done. So next time round, we will see what we can do to finish off the evil Harkonnen in this particular map. Until then, bye-bye.